Up until this very minute, we've had 347 people walk in.
Elections Administrator for Brazos County, Trudy Hancock, says the turnout for this runoff election race has been on the lower side so far, but she also says you never really know what to expect.
And we even had 24% of the people who voted that qualified for the city didn't even vote in the city races in the general.
So some may be voting for the city race for the first time. Early voting for the Place 5 City Council seat began Monday, and after 4 full days of the polls being open, tallies are starting to pick up.
The first day we only had I think 31 voters. The second day 74. But yesterday we did really well. We had over 150 voters yesterday.
The lack of early voting turnout could be due to a number of reasons: voter fatigue, the holidays, or even COVID-19 taking over many conversations. Regardless, the lack of early voting during a busy holiday season doesn't even leave the candidates surprised.
Frankly, I'm not terribly surprised. I don't think people have really come out of their Thanksgiving holiday. We have COVID to worry about. I think the second week of early voting, we'll see a little more people stirring out.
Challenging the incumbent John Nichols is Craig Regan. He, too, not surprised.
This is what happens when you have a runoff right after Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, in the middle of a pandemic, when half the population has left the town.
Both candidates have a clear message this go-round to make sure voters know a runoff race is going on.
That's where we kind of have to focus our energy, is just making people generally aware of the circumstances and then saying, hey, while you're at it, give me a thought.
Right, it's not about convincing people to vote for you or the other candidate. It's really just a matter of turning out people to vote. The people have made up their minds. If they're going to show up at the polling place, they already know who they're going to vote for.
A runoff was decided because no one earned 50% plus one of the votes for this race in November. Incumbent John Nichols led with nearly 46%, and challenger Craig Regan posted 37%. Hancock says they mailed out over 2,000 ballots by mail, and they've received several hundred back. In Brazos County, Hannah King, 25 News.